Fox News alert for you. New votes 24 hours after the election coming out right now in Arizona. Katie Hobbs total 953,783. Kari Lake 940,716. What does this mean exactly? Kari Lake joins us now with her view. Kari Lake, thanks for coming back. What does this tell you about where this is going?
Well, I look back at last night and we were down 15 points. Now we're down 0.2 of a point, and it's going in our direction. And it's really odd that Maricopa County election officials, who are the most incompetent in the country, are dragging their feet in delivering what everybody wants to know, the 650,000 votes that they're hopefully going to start telling us about starting tomorrow, that were the Republican voters, the ones who showed up on game day to vote. And that's what we're waiting for. We think they're going to start delivering those results tomorrow. 275,000 of those votes, Tucker, were people who had a mail-in ballot but did not trust the system and wanted to walk it in on Election Day. So we know that this big group of voters, 650,000, are going to swing very heavily our way, and we believe we will be victorious at the end of the day, and maybe in a very comfortable way. We're going to be seeing this continue. As I said, we were 15 points down last night. Now we're down 0.2 of a point. We're going to see it where I start to take the lead very soon.
I don't think that we should get used to being treated like this by our government, and we pay them to run elections. They can't. Who's in charge of elections in Arizona?
A man named Stephen Richer is a big part of it in Maricopa County, and then my opponent. Shocking. My opponent in the Miss I Don't Debate and I Hide in the Basement, Katie Hobbs, Secretary of State, is in charge of our elections as well. So we have two of the most incompetent people in all of government in this country running elections in Arizona. But I want the people of Arizona to know this. We're going to see this start going in my direction. And on day one, we're going to start working to reform our elections so that all voters can feel confident that we have honest elections.
Well, yeah. I mean, are you struck by how the news media keep telling us this is totally normal? It's always been this way. It's like muggings on the subway. It's always been that way. This has not always been this way, has it?
No. I mean, when I started voting in 1988, you voted, you showed up on Election Day, you were given a ballot, they hand counted them, and you knew who the winner was before you went to bed. I remember the first election. I mean, I've been covering elections since the 90s as a journalist in my old job, and I remember in 2000 when that election went all night and it was disputed between Gore and Bush. That was kind of the start of when we started seeing a lot more disputes and distrust in elections. This is not rocket science, Tucker. We can go back to the way we used to do it, which worked. It's a shame that my homeowners association election is far more secure and accurate than the elections we seem to have here in Arizona. And we're going to change that. And this is one of the reasons people are voting for me, and one of the reasons that I will win is the voters in Arizona are tired of shoddy elections that are run by imbeciles. And that's going to change.
They're kind of proving your point. Really quick, what's your plan tomorrow?
Well, we're going to wait for the votes to come in, and we think they're going to really starting to go heavily our way, and we'll see what happens from there. We do feel very confident. I have 100% confidence that we win this. So I am sleeping well. We know how things work in Maricopa County. They drag their feet, and we will wait. God did not, decide that this was going to be an easy route. When you are trying to work through corruption at high levels and incompetence at high levels, you got to dig through and get to the other side of that. And when we get to the other side of this and win, that's when we will start to make sure we root out all corruption in our government and all incompetence. We don't want incompetent people in our government anymore.
Well, you certainly have them. Kari Lake, great to see you tonight. Good luck.
Thanks, Tucker.